Pass those down, please.
You have to be in the 500 for the 400 contract. Yeah.
Okay, let me welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. This is going to be very brief. I'm Elizabeth Dresser. I'm the knee rep. So Ray Nash, knee rep for juniors. I'm a knee rep for seniors. And basically, I only have a couple things to say. Dave's going to go over all the scratch protocols. He's got very specific scratch protocols and rules we're following. The one thing I did want to mention is I have already recruited a coach, Bob Walker, to be on the if we need a jury, and Steve Edwards is an official. And if we do need a jury, then I will add a swimmer to that and do a 3-panel jury. And hopefully we won't. Maybe it will be smooth, but if we do, that's how that piece is going to go. Any questions for me?
Right.
It's pretty straightforward.
We just got 4 sessions, very simple. We're going to keep it simple. If you have any questions, come see me. I promise you, we're car shipping, we'll figure it out. You have a positive check-in, and then we have positive check-in for 400 the rest of the week.
Are you guys going to try to stay on the timeline that was posted, or are we going to try to keep the 2 meets running pretty close together?
So we're going to try to stay on the time.
Okay.
Yes. But there's no obligation for either meet to run in any manner. Athletes who are entered in both meets are at their own peril, and if they have events that are close to each other, then we're not going to stop anything.
And we're not going to
or do
slow
anything
down,
like
we're
that.
not going to wait when the event's ready to go, the we're going.
If we do everything we can and it misses one because they're swimming another one, but we're doing everything.
We'll tell you what you should do on that if you want some suggestions. Okay, so I'm Dave Denaro. I'm the administrative referee for the senior meet. Karen McCannon is my assistant. You guys know Karen. Barb Ship is the administrative referee for the junior meet. If your kids are into junior meet, you don't have too much to worry about from an administrative perspective, except for positive check-in events, and those are the 400 part.
400 in the distance.
Yeah.
No penalty
So,
to miss prelims.
if you miss a prelim swim, you'll be seated. Seating will be done. You'll be seated in the junior meet. If you miss a swim other than the positive check-ins, there's no penalty. You know, if you know somebody's not going to be here for the rest of the weekend, like they're sick or something, let that part know. That'll make life a little easier. Okay, so on the senior side, we're running this meet under 207.11, which is your national championship scratch and seating protocol. What that means is, at 5 o'clock tonight, the positive check-in for the distance closed. Tonight, at 30 minutes after we start swimming, at 10 after 6, the scratch box closes for tomorrow's events. So if you do not take action tonight, your athletes will be seated into tomorrow's events. Okay? You know for sure someone's not going to be here. Go visit Pat Betts at the scratch table, fill out a scratch card. We send a thing out to you guys, but I got a paper copy as well. Pass these around. This is sort of Tim Husson's how to do a scratch box at a national championship. Pass those together back. How to do a scratch box at a national championship meet. If you have any questions, after you review that or anything, let Karen or I know. We'll take care of it. We're here to take care of you and take care of your swimmers. But generally speaking, the way it works is you're seated into an event unless you scratch. Let's say we forget to scratch, or a kid gets sick or something like that. We forgot to scratch, and now tomorrow morning they're seated into the program and they're not going to swim for whatever reason. You can still declare a false start, and there's no penalty. What you want to do in that case is if it's before we start swimming, we'd like you to come up to the table, talk to Karen or myself, we'll take care of it. If it's after we start swimming, you can still come to the table, but we would prefer you go to the chief judge at the start end. And the chief judge will then take your information to make sure it gets to the referee and the declared false start will be handled. Okay? If your athlete qualifies for finals, then you have a couple of options. The results will be announced, and you have 30 minutes to make your determination whether or not you want to scratch from finals or declare an intent to scratch. If you do not scratch from finals, you will be seated in the finals. And now if you don't show up for finals, it gets pretty bad, because you don't make the finals heat, you're out of the meet, you're done. unless it's excused by the referee. And that applies also to our swimmers in the junior meet. If you miss finals, you're still going to have that penalty. Now, if you want to declare an intent to scratch, you can do that too. I'm swimming another event. If I make finals in that event, I don't want to swim this event. You just do that within the 30-minute window, and then you have 45 minutes, right? 30 minutes, 45 for swims. Sorry, you have 30 minutes after your last event to make your determination whether or not you're going to scratch. If you do not come back and see us, you'll be seeded into finals, and you'll need to appear for finals. Not you guys, your athletes. Okay? Any questions on the seeding, scratches, etc.? Sir?
Top 3 and top 2 for senior champs and junior champs for heats?
Yes, there's 3 heats in the senior meet, 2 heats in the junior meet. Those will all be announced, everything will be posted, everything's on Meet Mobile. We are not doing live results at this point, just Meet Mobile.
As much as we can.
And everything will be posted in the normal places, and you'll be able to get it. If you have a question or something, just come up and see us. We'll take care of you.
There are 2 scratch tables. Junior champs is down by the diving board, so all results from junior champs, including scratching for finals and everything, will be separated. Senior champs is down here by our table, so that way then each meet is separate. If you're doing things for finals from junior champs, stay down there. Senior champs is going to be down here.
So do all your scratching at the appropriate courses scratch table. Now, if you want to swim in time trials, there will be one place to sign up for time trials. That'll be at this scratch table, the senior scratch table. We will accept time trial entries. I believe we start at 8:30 or something like that. I can't remember. It's in the notes that I gave you. There's a finite window for time trial signups, okay? And time trials are $12 per attempt. Please, if you have exact change, it's appreciated. Sir?
Is that the maximum of 2?
Time trials? I believe it. I don't.
Yes, and time trials count towards your three events per day.
Yeah. So 2 time trials, and any time trial you swim counts towards your daily limit.
Now remember, a declared false start also counts as a swim.
Yeah.
So if you're declaring a false start is not the same as a scratch, it still counts as a swim for today. And then you still have 2 other events for the day.
7 total for the meet. We ran the exceptions report. We didn't have any issues with that.
We'll work on that.
We'll
for
run
the
it
day.
again after every session. After every session. Now, last thing, relay check-ins. All your 400 relays need to be checked in, and your 800 free relay. 200 relays will just be seated. All the 400s will be swum at finals, with the exception. All 400 will be swum at finals. The 800, you have an option. You can ask to swim in the morning. Now, we have less than 8 teams in both events. If everyone asks for the morning, then we won't swim any relays at finals. So take a look at those check-in sheets when you're checking in. It may behoove you to swim in the morning if you want to have more competition. I think a lot of people want to swim in the morning. We only have like 6 or 5 entries in both of those events. So if you see everybody's opted for morning and you don't, your team's going to be swimming at night by themselves, and that may not be your preferred method of competition. Okay? What did I miss? Anything?
From a meet director standpoint, Brian had some surgery, and so he will not be here this weekend. If you have any major complaints, Tom will be handling those. If you have any tiny complaints, I'm around. I'll be at the table for senior champs, but I'll be bouncing around. Let me know what else you need. If it's a facility issue, talk to Vaughn or one of the other pool operators, and they can handle that. I don't know. We're hoping for championship meet. We're gonna run it like one. We're gonna do the best we can, and hopefully everybody swims good. And
Karen, are you staging junior champs?
junior champs will have we're gonna have some marshals down there to help move people out in the bulkhead like we usually do for clerk of course. Just make sure that your kids are there with enough time to help us along with that. And then if they're not showing up again, there's no penalty. We'll just have the empty lane there. Anybody?
Night, BA, CBA.
Correct.
The ACB, okay. If you run into some sort of an issue, come see us. We're here to help you. We're here to make sure your kids swim. We're here to make sure they have best times. We want to help your athletes succeed inside the confines of the rule book. So from an administrative perspective, that's what we're doing.
One last question. Did anybody by any chance mail a check yesterday or today? So I should know to look for it at the office. Otherwise, I'll send everything that I have to PVS. Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear.
Thank you.
So from an entry standpoint, I think we're all set then.
Anything else?
Any questions?
Last thing, you all been on candid camera up here. We will post the video of this meeting to YouTube or someplace like that so that anybody that needs to find out what we talked about can access it. So thank you for coming. Appreciate you all being here. Have a good meeting.
Thank you.